Hello everyone, thank you very much watching my video and your unprecedented support and conviction to make our channel a grand success. We are partner, please subscribe our channel if you haven't done so far. We as a team can convert challenges into opportunities and opportunity into a success stories. And these success story can be monetized into a dollar value. Thank you very much again. So today I'm going to discuss a personality assessment model, lecture number 1. So before my lecture I used to read a Quranic verse, Rabbi shrahli sadri wa yassarli amri wahalal uqdatum min lisani yakfu qawli rabbi zidni ilma. Okay, before my lecture personality assessment, I will give you brief about my future plan or my future lectures which will be trailed next 6 to 8 months. Okay, before my lecture on optimisms, I just would like to give a highlights my future plan. My future plan to give a complete a trail or large number of lectures on sustainable development on clean energy. So to develop a clean energy, we have set up a process pyramid. So this pyramid, what it contributes and what result we are supposed to deliver. The first layer is called the leading factors: person safety, co-worker, contractor, and community safety. That is turned into reliability. So that is my leading factors. So the second is environment compliance, process safety, and asset integrity. These are my semi-leading. Work safely or not at all. That is my semi-leading. Okay. In my third layer here, that is my semi-lagging. Product on specification, production rate at plan. There is always time to do it right. So that is my semi-lagging. So on the top here, it's my lagging factors. If it is worth doing, do it in a better way. That is my lagging factor. In order to stay on the top, we need a different discipline engineers: petroleum, chemical, power, instrument control, mechanical, industrial, and civil, to deliver the result as planned. So in order to drive maximum value, they must acquire a different specialty as we have mentioned here. So based on this specialty, we can deliver as given in the pyramid from bottom to top. So in order to have this pyramid, what we supposed to have? We need to have center of excellence for engineering best practices. So this is a complete story of my future plan. Will deliver a large number of lectures on center of excellence for engineering best practices. So on my next slide, I will give a brief about the area which we will focus on during my center of excellence for engineering best practices. Okay, this is my key focus area which I have a plan to deliver a large number of lectures, probably plus 20 lectures. Okay, this schematic demonstrates how the process industry is functioning and what are the different specialty is functioning in order to deliver the results. Okay, if you can see here, this is my raw material processed at different stages, and after that it's delivering my goal or my final product. Okay, first, what are my key objective, my key goal? Environment compliance, personal safety, zero goal compliance, zero trip leaks, product quality, and optimize operating cost. That is my key objective I should achieve when I process a raw feed or through at different stages. Okay, in order to achieve these products, what I have to do? First, doing things right. Okay, then doing the right things. And number 3, doing the right things right. Okay. In order to do these things, I have to do a complete a process what I supposed to do in order to do the things right, doing the right thing right, and doing the right things right. Okay. Now, as I've shown my pyramid in my last slide, if you can see here in my pyramid, these are my leading factors. These are my all leading factors. That is hazards, operability management system, quantification of risk assessment, hazard identification, risk assessment, safety, integrity level, SAIL assessment. Okay. These are my leading. So if something happens, so then it will turn into semi-leading, semi-lagging, and then lagging factor. That is my ultimate goal achieved, if whether I achieved my goal or not. Okay, I will give about all my hazard assessments, then I will give brief about how my 15 segments will be there. Okay, now my hazard assessment, first I'm talking about the hazards and operational management systems. This technique provides a systematic method of analyzing the cause and effects of abnormal plant operation. Okay. Number 2, quantification risk assessment. To define the criteria to be used in quantitative risk assessment carried out for a company where it has a third-party interest, major stakeholder in project, etc. These criteria will ensure the consistency of the studies. In order to that, direct comparison may be made between studies that could cover individual risk criteria, location, hazard assessment, etc. So these are area can be covered during quantification of risk. If we can see, the number 3 is hazard identification. In hazard identification, hazards, so early detection of potential hazard and threats from project, plant or plant modification, which covers structure, responsibility, technique of hazard studies. It covers all phases of project, feasibility, concept, optimization, feed, APAC, operation, decommissioning, abandonment, potential hazard to human safety, environment, and assets production loss, etc. Okay. In the risk assessment here, that is the procedure to identify, assess, and manage risk. So normally, the health and safety system driving residual risk to as low as possible acceptable level. In third here, that is number 5, to determine of appropriate reliability, that is called the SIL, required from the elements of the safety instrumented functions in prior safety studies like HAZOP and hazard, etc. It covers safety integrity levels, study using calibrated risk graph, layer of protections analysis method, that is also known as a LOPA, etc. So these are 5 methods will be discussed next couple of months. Okay. Now I will give brief about the other key focus area. The first is leadership. Okay. Leadership best practices. As you have seen, I have published a huge number of almost 23 lectures on leadership. Probably next couple of days you will also see some more lectures on leadership. So what is the leadership best practice? Establish the multiple leadership model. TAM test is simple in concept. Address all business aspects. Feed, plan and budget process. That is leadership best practices. Number 2, competency assurance. What is competency assurance? A process or procedure for a personal competency is a key to maintaining a personal safety and operational integrity. Competency developed and sustainable. It's very integral as far as the process industry is concerned. Number 3, if you can work management system, control, coordinate, ensure work authorization, reduce the risk of health and safety and process incident, nobody get hurt. That is very important. In number 4, facilities integrity management system. What is that? This is another very important segment. To manage the integrity, most critical surface equipment, technical maintenance and inspection, different types of category of equipment, A, B, C, D, whatever, and investigate and address a root cause analysis and reliability events, etc. In number 5 here, alarm critical operating management parameters management systems. Establish a process procedure to manage alarm and critical operating parameters. Significant improve process safety by identifying key performance indicators that can be used to monitor alarm system health and manage. This is also called the COP, Critical Operating Parameter Risk Management System. Number 6 here, the contract and selection management system. Procedure or process to attract and utilize a safe contractor, work as a one team, ensure a leadership interface, sustain with a key focus area like health, competency, work empowerment, program effectiveness, and gap closures. Number 7, risk assessment management systems. So, in risk assessment management system, process procedure to identify, assess, and manage risk, health safety system driving risk to acceptable level. Okay. Now, to maintenance management system, to achieve best-in-class safety, reliability, integrity, and cost performance. Process procedure to set up centralized maintenance organizations. Number 8, facilities surveillance. Process procedure to maximize the value of the assets, cost and value drivers, unplanned downtime, optimize planned downtime, missed opportunities, value of product and OPEX cost, best value of the molecules at the best cost of the utilities. Next is capacity enhancement, a process to identify the categorize the unproduced volume, restoring economic short-term volumes to full capacity or more. That is my capacity. Then short and long-term turnaround. Process procedure to identify and address complexity, scalability, integrated planning, work selections, refinement, and shutdown management deliverables. Okay, operator care management systems. Improved reliability, increased volumes, cost reduction, enhanced knowledge transfer, shifts and increased ownership, improved license to operate performance. Number 12, management of change, effective and benchmarking. globally systemized process for management of change, workflow from MOCs, steps and approvals. So now we have discussed number 12 sections. So how the things happen. Number 3, 13, CAPEX, OPEX management system effectively and efficiently manage cash OPEX, roles, responsibilities, expectations and tools. Okay, so in last here we have seen next is a project management system. So guidance to practitioners to scale and implement project management efficiently. And last, very important, that effective benchmarking system. When we have everything, so how to benchmark, understand performance variability and underlying causal factors, broaden understanding of work process integrations. So after setting up of all process and specialty, so you will deliver what you need to be at in the pyramid, that is center of excellence, in order to enhance the process operations. So if you see in the bottom area here, that is one example. In process industry can cover that FCC, sweetening, hydrotreating, polymerization, hydrogenation, dehydration, hydrofinishing, etc. That are the process which pass through different stages in order to deliver the results. How a different key focus area will contribute in order to have seamless operations. Okay, this is my first lecture or personality assessment, and I hope we will complete within a couple of weeks. Okay, personality assessment. What is the personality assessment? What are the area which we need to focus in order to understand what is the personality define? Okay, personality basically constituted with a different segments. That is, first is called the extraversions and introversions. That is opposite way to gain the energy. Then sensing intuitions. That is gathering and becoming aware of the information what we have and what we need to have it. Number 3, thinking and feeling, deciding or coming to conclusion about the information which you have it. And number 4, judging and perceiving, dealing with the worlds around us. Now, these 4 segments, opposite force, that is total 8, we will discuss the next couple of weeks. Okay, and my next slide here. Okay, now I'm just going to give a brief about extraversions, sensing, thinking, judging. Okay, that is also known as a ESTG. That we also use the ESTG. So focus on the outside world to get energy through interacting with people or doing things. Notices and trust facts, details and present realities. Make decisions using logical objective analysis. Tends to be organized and orderly and to make decisions quickly. That is how the first line, extraversion, sensing, thinking, judging, brief about. And number 2, add introversion, intuitions, feeling, perceiving, focus on inner world and get energy through reflecting on information's idea and or concept, trust, interrelationship, theories and future possibilities. Make decisions to create harmony by applying a personal-centered values. Tends to flexibility and adaptable. That is IIFP. That is concept of how ESD and IFP function or attract or pull to each other as far as the opposite poles or energy are concerns. Okay, on my next slide, I will focus on first segments extroversion, introversion, then sensing, intuition, thinking, feeling, judging, perceiving. These are opposite forces, opposite concept. We will discuss probably next couple of weeks. Okay, now I'm going to discuss on my next slide what are my key focus area or my key points, key takeaway points from this lecture. Okay, what is the key takeaway points on personality assessment lecture number 1? What is extroversions? Impact of extroversions. What is introversions? Impact of introversions. Communication style and how to enhance change management and enhancement. That is my first segment. On later stage, probably, so we will work on the other concept and probably it will come up with more lectures. Okay, as thank you very much for your time. As we have completed emotional intelligence, it took almost 6 months. Probably within a month, I hope we can complete personality assessment. Okay, what is the personality assessment? What is the personality? So there are many different theories. One theory is it suggests that we have opposite ways of gaining energy, that is extroversion, introversions, gathering or becoming aware of information, what we have, what we need to have it. That is also known as sensing or intuitions. And deciding or making decisions or conclusion, what we do or what we should not do, thinking or feeling. And with dealing with the world around us, that is judging and perceiving, how the concept is a personality assessment is derived from this lecture probably. So on my next slide, the first I'm going to discuss here, line here. Now I'm going to discuss a model. In this model, the first I have shown my scorecard here. Okay, this scorecard a link with my left hand side and right hand side concepts: extroversions, sensing, thinking, judging, introversions, intuitions, feeling and perceiving. Okay, so each bar on extreme left and extreme right are divided in 4 areas. That is, first is slight, then moderate, clear and very clear. So if you are extreme on right hand side, so you are very clear, or if you are extreme on your left hand side, and you again very clear as far as the extroversion, sensing, thinking, judging are concerned, or right hand side, introversion, intuitions, feeling and perceiving as concerns. As demonstrated, longer the bar, more clear you have expressed your preferences. Okay, now first is extroversions: typical, logical, analytical and objectively critical. So like to organize project and then act to get the things done in systematic, timely and efficient manner. In number 2, that is focus on things as they are, not as they might be, that is sensing. So matter of fact, practical, realistic and concerned with the here and now. Past experience help them solve problem and they want to be sure that ideas, plan and decisions are based on solid act. Number 2, thinking. So definite rule to govern the way do you things. So when you have, they are to change their way of doing things, they need to change their rules for doing it. Logical and consistent, make a quick decisions. Number 4 are judging. Focus on the immediate, visible and tangible solution. So to solve problem and organize things and then move on. Little patience for confusions, inefficiency and may proceed sometimes with a heavy hand to help the groups they are part get to done the task. Okay, that is how, and that are all are that is in opposite in introversion, intuitions, feeling and perceiving. Now on my next slide, I will put a light on introversion, intuitions, feeling and perceiving. In my last slide, I have discussed how this model is functioning. As you can see here, the first bar layer is 10, 0 to 20 scores, and if you are staying in the middle, so you are too little. If you are right or left, you are right amount. So similarly, if you in the middle is a slight, then if you gain a score 10, so you will be moderate. If you 20 clear, and if you gained score of 30, then you are very clear on the right hand side. Introversions, intuitions, feelings, and perceivings. So similarly, what is the introversions? As we have discussed earlier, so focus on inner world and get energy through reflecting on information, ideas, on concept. As we have seen my last slide, that we are more tilted on as such extraversion, sensing, thinking, judging side. We didn't tilted on right side poles, that is opposite poles, that is intuition tend to trust in relationship theories and future possibilities. Feelings make decisions to create harmony, and last perceiving tends to be flexible, adaptive, and keep your options open as long as possible. So we did in the model, we did not focused, or we did not gain right side, we stay on the left hand side. That is more proactively as far as the personality assessment is concerned. Okay, now we are going to discuss uh, in extroversions, introversion subsections. So how the first is initiatings. So initiatings, that is social congenials, introduce people's receiving, that's preserves a low key are introduced. So number two, expressings. So easier to know, self-revealing, contained, controlled, harder to know, privates. Number three, gregarious, want to belongs broad circles, intimate, seek intimacy, one-on-one, find individuals. And number four, actives, interactives, want contact, listen, speak. And outer lookers, that reflective, onlookers prefer space, read and write. And the last, enthusiastics, and it has the opposite pole is quiet, the lively, energetic, seek spotlight, calm, enjoy solitude, seek, and background. That is how these are happening. Okay, on my next slide, we are going to demonstrate model how these subsections are sub to interact to each other in order to deliver what extroversions and introversions are producing. Okay, now we are going to run a model, extroversion versus introversions, as we have discussed earlier. So the extroversions constituted with five segments on the left hand side, and the introversions constituted five segments on left hand sides, right hand sides. So both are opposite to each other. What is extroversions? Directing energy toward the other's world of the people and objectives, directing energy toward the inner world of the experience and idea. Okay, now we have seen the both ends in preferences on the left hand side and auto preference on left hand side, mean both poles are opposite to each other. So first we'll talk about initiating, in preferences, expressing, and gregarious. So in first initiatings, that is going to social situations of planning and directing gatherings, act as a social facilitator, arranging the situation to act with what you feel best. Carrying out social obligation with fairness, introducing people to each others, enjoy linking people whose interests are similar, general want to people to interact and get to know each others as far as the initiation is concerned, but it is opposite to the receiving end. And the second is expressing, in preferences. So you talk a lot, find it easy to express your feeling and interest to others, are seen by others as a cheerful, warm, and humorous, are easy to get to know. Many sometimes wonders whether you have talked too much or said inappropriate or perhaps embarrassing things. And that is expressions, and that is in pole or opposite is contained. So in number 3, the graduates, that is number 3s, that enjoy being with others and dislike being alone, are socially posed with both strangers and friends, make few distinctions between friends and acquaintances, join groups to enjoy the sense of belonging, feel that being a popular and accepted is important, want to be asked to participate in activities even if you are not really interested in them. So that is how the graduates, that is your in preferences, and intimate, that is my opposite pole. Okay, now I'm going to discuss introversions, that is my out of preference reflective first, and then we'll talk about the quiet. So what is the reflective? Enjoy reflecting on events in which you have participated, read and write wide and often, enjoy discussing with individuals and in groups with you have read and written, or seen by others as interested in ideas. So that is opposite poles, that is in preference is active here, but are out of preference, that is reflective. So in number 4 is a quiet, that seek your own quiet works space much of the time, prefer to stay in a background in large groups, value some quiet time and personal privacy, appear even tempted and rarely over or unexpress yourself, are distracted easily by noise. So that is enthusiastic, that is in preference, that is out of preference, that is shown in the quiet. So now that is how we have demonstrated our 5 segments, 3 in preferences and 2 out of preference, that's the introversion space, and in extroversion space we have discussed 3 concept: initiating, expressing, and gradients. How the personality behave if you have multiple concept to demonstrate what you are and what you're going to deliver. My presentation. So I have discussed only extroversion, introversion, how it impact on my communication style and what I supposed to do it. So on my communication style, we will discuss, conclude on the 4 segment: initiating, expressing, reflecting, and quiet. What are the key elements I should consider? The first, tell others what kind of information you need, ask the others what they need, monitor your patients when they style dominates, and realize that others likely are not trying to annoy you when they use their own communication style. Okay, first is initiating. So the initiatings, so what communication style you should adopt or you should have it? Start interactions by the helping people to know one another, and to enhance your style, make sure that people actually need and want this introduction. Number 2, expressing here. So what communication style you should have? Say whatever in your mind to one who will listen. That is first. And how to improve or to enhance your styles, recognize when it is important not to say what is on your mind and they don't say it. Then reflecting here. So like to communicate by reading and writing, that should be your style. And then recognize and message did not get across unless you will to say aloud. Number 4, quiet your facets. So then what style you experience your enthusiasm internally, don't show them to others. That is the first. And be aware others will think you are interested, selectively let people know what really interest for you. So that is the communication and your communication enhancement as far as the extroversion, introversion are concerned. Okay, now is my change management styles. So in change management style, what area I have to focus? The number 1, you have to know, be clear about what is change and what is remaining the same. Number 2, identify what you need to know to understand the change and then seek out that information to help others deal with change. That is the second. And number 3, encourage open discussion about the change. Be aware that this is easier for some than others. Number 4, make sure that both logical reasons and personal or social values have considered. Okay. Now we will discuss four facets. Number one, first, express. Freely share your feeling about the change with others. That change management style, you should have it. Okay, enhance change management style. How to enhance your style here? Limit your expressiveness to those who appreciate your style. Give time to others to think things through. Number two, graduates. So discuss the changes and their impact on you with broad range of people. That this should be management change style, and be aware of people vary in their level of interest in what you have to say, and thus be selective in whom you talk to. Thank you very much, sir, for your important time and precious value input. Thank you very much again, and stay blessed. So the next week lecture will be on sensing and intuitions. Then we will discuss thinking of feelings, and then perceiving and judging. So that next this is with 3 week we will complete the personality assessment. Do not hesitate. Send me your feedback and comments. t.masood.dr@bath.edu. Thank you very much, and stay blessed.